We're going live. Oh, God, I'm a bit squashed here. Hello, everybody. We are live. It is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Been a really busy week for me this week, but we are good. Hope you're well.
I hope you can hear us. In fact, I should test it out.
Yeah, we must test this again. So apologies for those of you who've been watching us regularly. You all know we've struggled with sound for the last couple of lives.
Yeah.
We've tried a new microphone at the moment, so we're hoping that will work a lot better than we did last week. So apologies for last time. I'm going to keep talking. Kelly's just going to test to see if this is working. Yes, we are working.
Yes,
so we've got a new mic. We are back. We are live. Hello, everybody. Glad we don't have to repeat ourselves as well, because last time I had to repeat myself after a whole long, lengthy live.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that live wasn't too long.
No, exactly. Yeah, because we had the game. So again, England aren't playing tonight, so we are going to do a full proper live this time, which we haven't done for quite a while.
Yeah, we haven't done like a full
no,
live for a little while.
Our lives always fall on the time when England play. England, you see, if you do this when our lives, but of course we cut it short for the England game.
What was the game when it played during the day when everyone was at work? It was another country. That was a good few years ago, though.
That would be another.
Was it Japan?
No, the last World Cup.
No, not the last one. The one, it was a good few years ago. It might have been 8 years ago.
There was one in Japan.
Yeah.
And there was one in Russia.
Yeah, but the one in Russia wouldn't play during the day. I think there was a country where they had to play in the evening because it was too hot, and I feel like that was Japan.
But this one is being in Qatar because it is, and the reason they're playing it in the winter is because it gets into 40+ degrees Celsius in the summer. That's why they're playing it in the winter. Still warm now. It's still in the 30s, but obviously that's not as bad as playing in the 40s.
Oh, imagine 30s in the
degrees.
winter.
Apparently, if you play in that heat, you'll actually lose like up to 2-3 stone in one game.
I knew someone who went to it was either Abu Dhabi or Dubai,
Getting a drink.
He used to cycle. Like, he was like a really good, like, he would take part in all the tournaments and whatnot. And he went there for a few months, and when he came back, he had lost so much, because obviously he was still keeping up his training. And he had lost so much weight, so much weight. So I was just like, oh no. But he didn't go back, so he gained it back soon enough. So yeah, so he did quite well.
There you go. So a good way to lose weight, if you want to lose weight, is do a lot of exercise when it's blistering hot. I wouldn't recommend it, because it's not good for you and losing salt out your body, but
dehydrated and stuff as well.
So as you can see, Madame has still got her birthday messages up there, but I will be taking that down because we will be replacing it with the Christmas decks, which will be coming up very soon. Have you guys started to put up your Christmas decks yet? We are slow this year. Last year I was ahead of the game, so almost mid-November I put ours up last year.
Did we? I don't think we did.
Yeah, I did. I did it late mid-November. This year we're December and I still haven't done it yet.
I've got my Christmas ears on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm starting with my Christmas sort of like ears. Hey Aoife, how are you?
Oh, Aoife, place is a disaster. Why is it a disaster? I hope you're just talking about just the Christmas decks not going up.
Yeah.
But with your Christmas decks, you could put up, even if you just put up a mini tree, you could have some little thing. But what's happened? I hope that everything's okay. I know decks going up was going to put decks up. So what stopped you? You're not able to put them up.
Oh no, I hope you didn't have an accident.
Yeah,
or
I was going to say.
So anyway, we got these tin of Quality Street, and we were supposed to be sort of like saving them. And
I've had about 3. Kelly's had the entire.
You had a little bit more than 3. Let's not exaggerate. But to be fair,
well, there's a lot left, isn't there?
I have eaten the majority of them. Yes,
a vast majority. All these empty sweet wrappers, I can see.
There's no empty sweet wrappers in there.
I mean, around here.
Yeah, around, but there's none in there. I'm not one of those ones that puts the empty wrapper.
If you saw this desk all around, all those sweet wrappers around, you would be shocked. Well, you wouldn't actually, because you can see how few there's left. So as you know, we went to John Lewis and got the pick and mix selection here. So we got the specialised tin, which says Mark and Kells Street. As you know, you can only get limited characters, up to 9 characters.
Let me tilt it. Yeah.
But yeah, so we got them from the tin as well. And thanks to Richard, who put us onto this as well. You can get you can actually pick your own ones. So those are the ones we picked, what's left of them. Some of them are now gone.
Yeah, on TikTok, a couple of people go, "Oh yeah, but you've missed out the best ones, the strawberries and the orange," and I'm like, "They're not the best ones.
No,
That's why they're not in the tin. No, because they'll fall down."
the strawberry ones, I think, are so sickly.
Yeah, I am very much. I like the caramel ones, and don't get me wrong, I like the purple ones as well, but I rather it not have the nut in the middle. So yeah, so like there's quite a few people on TikTok going, "No, you've missed out the best ones." Like a couple of people like strawberry and I'm thinking the majority of people, well, to my mind, I thought the majority of the people didn't like the strawberry and the orange ones. So there's only like one pair. My cousin's the only person that I know that actually like. I think they call it strawberry dream. I call them strawberry creams, but yeah, he's the only person that I know that likes the strawberry
Yeah,
ones.
strawberry one's okay. The orange one is so sickly. That's not my thing. But anyway, that's just personal preference.
Yeah.
Aoife said, "Oh, the place is a bit messy, so you're not going to waste money on decorations. You were going to, but thought, nah." Aoife also said, "Just going to get whatever little bit of food to get through the 2 weeks of the season." Gorgeous ears, very Christmassy.
Thank you. Very festive. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to grab these ears.
Have you got
And,
enough to go through the whole Christmas?
I
Enough
have.
Christmas ones to go through the whole of Christmas?
I have got a few Christmas ones,
Ah,
yes.
so there we are. So yeah, we are starting to gear up for Christmas. We did order a couple of wreaths off Amazon. So we found a company that actually we think we'll be able to tell you when they come. We should be next week, but they do bespoke wreaths. So we're hoping they are going to look quite good when they come.
Yeah, and I'm thinking I've only got two. So talking about things for Christmas, because we're doing Christmas this year.
Yeah, we are.
And so Mark's going to do his Yorkshire puddings, and we've got 2 tins, and we've got 12 people coming. And I thought 2 Yorkshire puddings is not enough, so I'm going to have to order another cupcake tin. But that works out well because this year, because I didn't in 2020, I did a doorstep visit to family members, and I did cupcakes, and I brought cupcakes to people. And I didn't do it last year, but I'm thinking I might do it again this year. So that extra tin or 2 will come in handy. It's just that I'm debating what flavors of cupcakes that I'm gonna do.
Aoife said, Cal, Reactor Ngozi Falani, aka she has a different name. I've not heard of her.
I'm assuming that's an anagram then.
Oh, okay. Oh, you'll be forever be her sister figure.
Oh, bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, what is everyone's plans? Are you doing? I'm worried, right? I'm excited to do Christmas. I'm really happy about it, but I worry about my timings, and I just wonder, am I going to get all my timings correct? Does anybody else? Because I'm not used to like I said, I'm not used to cooking joints of meat. So, my mum because obviously us being a family and all meat eaters, she's used to cooking meat. Mark's a non-meat eater, so I'm not used to cooking joints. Alicia, she's used to cooking joints because her family are meat eaters as well. So I'm gonna have my mum cook a couple of meats. I'm gonna have Alicia cook a couple of meats, and then I'm gonna do the fish. I'm quite used to doing fish because obviously Mark's pescatarian. So so that's the way. But I'm worried about having everything ready at the same time. So the mashed potato ready, the roast potatoes ready, the fish ready. Because obviously they're all going to go at different timings. So I'm worried about getting my timings correct. Is anybody else doing Christmas? What do they do to have their timings correct? My mum's got like a hostess trolley, so it keeps everything warm in the hostess trolley.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Go on.
yeah. So yeah, I suppose has anybody cooked not just Christmas but a big meal, and have they got a secret for doing timings? Now, the thing is, the hostess trolley I found with your mum stuff is, yes, it keeps it warm, but it also starts to turn the
Condensate.
The condensation turns the vegetables to mush.
Yeah.
So when you have this thing, it's all just mushy after a while, especially if you've been left in for a while. So we're just wondering if anybody has a little secret for catering for quite a few people.
Now, we do have heating plates upstairs.
Yeah, we haven't used them yet, though.
No, but I'm thinking they will be best for in the evening rather than because there's nowhere to fit them on the table in the middle.
No.
So we've got sort of like these heating plates, they're electric and they keep the food warm. However, it's difficult to put them in the middle of the table kind of thing, because you're going to be putting meat there and this, that, and the other. So I'm thinking I would use it on, like, say, in the evening later on when you do a buffet table. People can go and help themselves to whatever it is. The food will be kept warm and all of that type of stuff. So what do people do to get their timings correct and to serve everything hot?
So Ethan said, "Loving the years, best of every set you have, with the exception of the haunted houses. I don't like those."
No, with the exception
Oh,
of,
with the exception.
she likes the
Oh, you do
haunted
like them,
house,
right? Okay. He said, "Oh, Kelly, I will just have a microwave dinner for Christmas." Oh, that's all you're having.
yeah. Okay.
Try and have a because you always do your sausages and your stuff like that.
I would
Yeah.
if Christmas you're not going to treat yourself. When are you going to treat yourself? If it was me, I would do like a dinner for myself. So I would get, if it was me, a mini meat, so like a mini beef or like a small lamb or whatever, and then put that on and do like small roast potatoes and stuff like that. Your mash, your little veg, because you can get sort of like all the mini elements, and it's not going to take long to do. So it's not going to like be a whole day thing. So yeah, rather than doing a microwave meal, you can treat yourself and just sort of like do the elements and have a nice dinner in front of the TV, or a nice, like, dress the table and all of that type of stuff. Get your little Christmas cracker and make sure you pull it, put your hat on, and everything. I think that'd be quite nice.
Now, more and more people are actually doing dinner in restaurants. Now, we did notice that Carvery are open Christmas Day, our nearest one, and they are doing it. Hi, Charlie.
Hi,
How
Charlie.
are you? How many followers? Let us know. I know it's coming.
So go on.
Oh no, I was waiting for it. Sorry, so going back to Toby Carvery, so they are actually doing now. It is, didn't check the price, but I know it will be over £60 because it was £60 last year, so it will be quite a bit. But if you think about it, it will save you having to cook, and you get the addition 807. There you are.
Wow!
Well done, Charlie.
That's good.
Eva said, "I will try and be back over in the UK for my 45th birthday with any luck." Oh no, you just don't eat microwave dinner and thing and beds.
Oh, okay.
Well,
no fuss.
No,
well, you know, some people don't want any fuss at Christmas.
No, this is true.
Nothing wrong with that.
In actual fact, that's one thing we did think about doing as well. We were going to do that last year, but never got around to doing it. Carvery.
Oh, Carvery, yeah. But we ended up, we went to my mum's, yeah. But I would love it to go somewhere. To be honest, my ideal Christmas would be to go on holiday with everyone.
Which we have done one year.
Yeah, we did that one year. But it would be so nice if we all went on holiday. I would really enjoy that.
Well, we did say what would be our ideal thing to do. So we were thinking about going to Disneyland.
Oh yeah,
for Christmas, because it is open. I didn't realize that Christmas
Day
open on Christmas Day.
They are open 365 days of the year.
Yeah. So again, so that's something we would potentially do, but I think that would be very expensive.
Going anywhere at Christmas will be expensive.
Well, Charlie has just videoed his Christmas tree going up.
Wow.
Well, I have to check that out, actually, Charlie. I do want to see. We are behind. Like I said, we still got Kelly's birthday decorations up, so I do need to take those down and start putting up the Christmas decks, which I shall try and do this weekend.
We can start with those ones there and take these ones down and put those ones up.
Decks, yeah. So she's pointing over there because you won't see, but
there's Christmas decks there
left over there. I will check out your video, Charlie. I've been meaning to do that. Actually, I haven't caught up on a lot of videos, so we'll have to look at yours as well. Eva said, "Well, I am on my own and likely to see my brothers. So in January UK potentially, and Christmas 2024, no idea. Well, now is the time to book for a future one. A friend of mine actually, who I went to dinner with, was saying as well, he's looking to go to Johannesburg next year, and he said you try and get them in advance, try and book them in advance.
Yeah,
I think you can book up to a year in advance, he was saying. So that's
sometimes
what he's trying to do.
Yeah, sometimes it just depends on where you're going, but yeah, sometimes a year, sometimes two if you're lucky.
So that's what he wants to do, so he's going to look to do that. So that will be a year trip, or a year in advance, going up to Johannesburg. Of course, the reason why he's saying it is because it's Southern Hemisphere. It will be summer over there. Aoife said, Kelly, free DV courses, micro courses with behind the mask hair and beauty against DV.
Oh, I don't
Is that
know.
when you say DV? Is that domestic violence, or are you doing when you say DV courses? Perhaps you might be interested in this, or is it actually a hair and beauty course?
I'm not really into all of the
Your cousin is. Is that more your cousin thing?
yeah, I'm not really into all the the hair, the beauty and all of that side of things really. I'm more into I don't know, diversity, equality, that sort of thing, or sign language would be a good one, or something like something along those lines rather than all of the do you know what I mean? But there are people in my family that like sort of like the more holistic side of it, like massages and all of this type of stuff. I think um my cousin's wife was saying she was going to do something. I can't remember what she said she was going to do. And I was like, oh, have you got time? This girl is so busy. She's so busy, but she always has something on the side. She's so good. And at the moment, she's doing her skipping and I've got to say, she's so good at the skipping. She took it during sort of like I think she took it as an exercise thing. And all of a sudden, she's just been so good. Like she goes to all the meetups. She's been trying to get me, and I was just like, I'm sorry, but I don't think I would do the skipping type thing. But she's so good. She's so good. And I know she was I'm sure it was something to do with something along those lines because like she does reflexology and all of that type of stuff. And she's always doing something. She's always doing something new like that. She's quite good. And I just said to her, "Are you going to have the time?" She's like, "I know." I was like, "Oh my god!" But I'm sure she will because I'm sure she'll do something. So yeah.
Do you know what? Many years ago, I thought about it. Don't ask me why. I just thought, oh, I'll try something different and do a massage course, but never ever went to do it. Aoife said it's just a validation of someone sharing that they are going through or assisting you to realize something is going through and just gets you to validate and possibly give into info and help. All right. Okay. So it's more like, is it almost like a therapy course? Is that right?
Is it like
Like,
is it more for women who have been through domestic violence and then this is a course that helps them
or is it
sort of go?
DV? Is that what the DV stands for? I wasn't quite sure what DV meant. It's only about 20 minutes, 3 micro videos. No, it's not DV. No,
Oh,
right.
right. Okay. So what's DV?
No. So yeah, we didn't know what the DV standard for or stood for.
Yeah.
Interesting though. Oh, it is domestic
Oh, it
violence.
is domestic violence, right?
Right. Okay.
Oh, right. So you're saying, oh, right, it's not for women who have been through domestic violence. Right. I see. I see what you mean. So yeah, it's to. So I'm not sure because if it's free, like, is that open to all women then? Because I'm not sure where the domestic violence. I'm not sure what the connection is between the domestic violence and the courses. So I'm assuming then it's open to all women, um, or do you know what I mean? I'm not sure because it's free as well. So
Oh, right, okay. E.g., if I came to you and wasn't being myself, I would help you pinpoint it. Right. Okay. So it's not so much therapy. It's more like a guidance thing. I see. Well, that sounds quite interesting, actually. And it's backed by Hair and Beauty. Right. I see. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. That makes
okay,
sense. So that's more like the sponsorship.
yeah,
There are a lot of courses and stuff online, especially for free. You'd be amazed at it. YouTube is brilliant for things like
yeah,
courses and stuff like that. There's so much you can learn. When I was doing my course, YouTube was my friend. There was so much stuff. And what was funny when the course tutor was teaching me something as well, there was a lot of YouTube videos on there, and you think, oh, that makes sense. That's what they're trying to say because it just
right.
puts it in a different perspective.
Yeah, more in a perspective maybe that
Hmm.
it would be clearer to you, I guess. Yeah. Um
I love using YouTube as podcasts as well. When you're doing something else, you can just listen to it, and then you don't always have to watch the video.
yeah, I think a few of the when people watch our lives, I think a few people use our one as a podcast as well. I know
Well, I hope so.
Georgina's one of them. Hi, Georgina.
Hello.
So I know that Georgina uses, she listens later on and uses it as a podcast while she's working and stuff like that. But I haven't found a podcast yet or a YouTube that I want to sit down and listen to yet.
Well, that's the thing. So have you guys got any YouTube or podcast you could recommend? Obviously, depending on any subject you like, it would just be interesting to share. The one I've got into, I really got into doing, this is just my history side. So I got really into doing the First World War, obviously during the time of the Remembrance. So there's loads of decent ones on there as well. Watch the Timeline one, which is one I would definitely recommend. It's called Timeline. And there's a really good one on the Battle of the Somme, if that at all interests you.
Yeah.
But there's loads of other good ones as well that you can listen to.
I want something that is funny.
Yeah, not so much. That isn't that's not lighthearted.
No,
by the way.
I want something that is like when I'm sitting down and it catches me unawares and I'll be laughing kind of thing. That's the sort of podcast that I would like. I'd like something that is gonna, because it's difficult to make me laugh. There used to be a couple of radio DJs called, I think they were called Street Boy and Bam Bam.
What was the one you liked as well? So it was people going, somebody would say a borough in London, and someone would say, "Nah, it's not South London."
Oh, that's that guy. Oh, I forget his name. He's on. I sent it to my nephew the other day.
That guy doesn't help.
He's funny. He's on TikTok. And I will tell you his.
All right, I'll let you do that. So Aoife said, and the course could just help you identify and possibly realize that a woman is in need of a woman's aid number and picking the moment to get information to her. It's also 3 micro videos. So yeah, so that's 3 videos, what, 20 minutes each, I'm assuming. Interesting. There you go. So if anybody is interested, that's the video there. If you wouldn't mind just putting the link in there or just the name of it in the chat for anybody that's interested, you can pick it up there. So what was the name of your person?
Is Quincy_SMF on TikTok. But these are only bite size. Do you know what I mean? They're like a few seconds, but he is really funny. I like when he talks about the different boroughs and stuff. But I feel like I'm looking for something that, is going to be interesting and I can watch it for a couple of hours and and it make me laugh kind of thing. Because like I said, it is quite difficult for me to find something funny, I feel.
Well, what do you want? So do you want a comedy one, or do you want just something light-hearted? There's loads of good football ones. Peter Crouch is one that I would definitely recommend. His podcast is very, very good if you're into football. Go on.
I think for me, I'm looking for something like things that you would find funny every day. And they go, oh yeah, and they talk about it kind of thing. Like there's
like the guy that you just said.
Yeah, but I mean, there's other, but these are bite-sized ones. I'm talking about like listening to a couple of radio DJs, kind of thing. So I remember with Street Boy and Bam Bam, they got taken off the air because I think they did something and it was just totally. But they used to go round doing sort of like pranks, and one of the ones that I can remember was when Street Boy went into WH Smith. And he's like, oh yeah, can you tell me? It was something about books. Oh yeah, can you tell me where I can find this book? And there's like, sorry, I don't work here. He's going, yeah, but can you tell me where to find that book? And he's like, sorry, I don't work here. And he's going, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. Can you tell me where to find this? He goes, sorry, I don't work here. Look, I'm going to call your manager. He goes, I don't work here. And it was just so funny because he was winding this person up. And the person's going, I do not work here. He goes, yeah, but can you tell me where to find it? It was just really funny. So it's just like little snippets like that you can sort of like listen to, and it'll entertain you while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. Do you know what I mean? So that's the sort of thing. So you can sort of like put your headphones on, listen to that, or because I would get distracted if I was listening to a story.
Yeah.
So like if I was listening to a story, like
that's true. So I was just going to say, because I find that as well, especially if you're trying to work as well, it's very difficult to keep the thread of it. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but also I'd want to hear what the next part is.
Richard, hello. How are you?
Hey Richard, he was just messaging me on
Oh, yeah,
on Insta.
So we
and I'm on
reminded
the
you we're on the
live.
live. We're on the
I'm on the
live.
live at the moment.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. So I didn't get to read all of your messages. I'm sorry. But yeah, we're on the live, as you know. You
So
joined
Aoife
us.
was saying the thing is called Behind the Mask. Obviously we can't endorse it because we haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
But if you do want to have a look at it from Aoife's recommendation, there it is.
But yeah, that's what I would like. I'd like to find something funny. Like I don't. There are these guys that talk about. So there is this thing. An American guy, and he reads out stories. It's on Reddit, and It's called "Am I the Asshole?" And basically, it talks about situations that people have gone through. Like there was one where
Sorry, Richard said I've just eaten a veggie burger by accident.
Oh, did it taste good though? That's the
did
thing.
it fool you? That's the thing. Because if it fooled you, that's it. Your mum cooked me veggie sausages the other day. She said they taste like regular sausages. So much so she couldn't tell the difference between the two.
Yeah. I can tell the difference sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes like I'll say, oh yeah, these are really good veggie sausages, and then sometimes I'm like, the plant burgers that you eat aren't too bad.
Yeah. I do like the plant burgers. They do. They got a meaty taste to them.
Yeah,
from what I can remember of meat.
The M&S plant burgers. Yeah, they're not too bad, those ones, and they do sort of like taste like burgers. What's interesting is the sausage
hid the horrible burger. Where did you have these? Did you go out or did you buy these? Were these ones that you bought yourself, or
the sauce,
and then cook them in, or did you actually go out to a restaurant and order the veggie burger and thing by mistake?
Yeah, the sauce. Sorry, I read it as sausage. Sorry, sauce. Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple of the corn stuff. Some of the corn stuff is okay. I feel like the corn Scotch eggs are quite good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
The cocktail corn sausages aren't too bad.
I would definitely do it. So Corn is the company. If you do ever get that, I would recommend the mini corn eggs. They're really nice, the Scotch eggs.
Charlie, happy birthday for yesterday!
Oh, happy birthday, Charlie! I forgot you did say happy birthday for yesterday.
Happy 18th
and
birthday.
It's 18, the big 818.
Did you do anything nice? What did you do for your birthday? And did you have a cake?
Oh, yeah. Eva said, basically, bottom line, for example, is if I was saying something and chatting and something seemed off, or I wasn't being my usual self, perhaps being quiet or not, making eye contact, and normally I would. So almost it's like emotional intelligence, isn't it? You're being able to pick that up.
Yeah.
Or be able to spot when something's wrong with somebody that other people wouldn't necessarily spot.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does seem like a form of emotional intelligence.
Yeah. It's sort of, being able to understand or being able to spot someone changing their behavior, or maybe not even change, but being able to pick up on slight little
Richard
signs.
said, I thought it was real, the burger, but it's a local shop at Rustler's. Oh dear, did you feel conned? Did you feel like you missed out? Or perhaps I should smother my face in makeup and it wasn't my usual look. Right, okay, so it will be something like that. So your mask, it spots you if somebody's masking something. Right,
I see. Yeah, I understand. I get it now.
Oh, happy birthday, Charlie. I hope you had a really good day. What did you do and what did you get for your 18th? That's your big one, 8. God, I can't even remember my 18th. It was so long ago.
I do remember my 18th. And I remember inviting. Well, actually, it was my 21st. Actually, I think.
I remember my 19th. I don't remember my 18th.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about my 18th. I think it was my 21st that I'm thinking of, where I had people round. Was working with people from the hotel. I had them come round and all of that type of stuff. Yeah, I remember we had a good time.
Yes, good. I'm glad you had a good time. I hope you had a good time. Yeah. I say I'm glad you had a good time. I'm assuming you had a good time. I hope
you had a good time.
Anyway, so I was interrupting you before. What were you saying?
I forgot now.
No, it was about, we were talking about the burgers that Richard was eating, all the different flavours that you tried. You didn't like the ones though in Mildred's, did you?
The Mildred's one were okay. I'm not a lover of all the sort of I've yet to find a really good plant-based or thing that I like.
Well, I would say if you're going to a restaurant, the veggie burger actually in Marlowe's is quite nice. The one in Byron's actually was quite nice because Byron's one never used to be that good. Then they revamped it and it was really nice. The last time I had it, I really enjoyed that one. Some of the other ones are not great. McDonald's, I'm sorry, but your veggie range is not the best. I know it's McDonald's, so it's cheap, but it's like mushed up vegetables. That's my opinion. I didn't like it particularly.
I think for me, I like vegetable things. Like when we went to Inamo, I preferred the vegetable dishes like the aubergine and the cauliflower more than I liked a few of the meat dishes.
Okay. Oh,
So-
talking of Inamo, didn't you say they're doing a Christmas deal at the moment?
Yeah, they're doing a Christmas deal. I don't know if it's gone because it was up to a certain date where they were doing 25% off, I think. So you could get unlimited for like £29.
Oh, right.
£29.
That's really, really
Yeah.
good. So, Tanika, if you're listening, I was always thinking of you when you said that because I know you did Inamo. Aoife said she preferred veggie burgers over meat burgers of late. Is there a specific one you have? Could you recommend one for me? Because that's the one I go for. Richard said, I hope Lucy is at Rochester. She's a fit lady, worked in one of the stalls. Oh,
Really? Don't know because
Ah.
I'm just trying to think. There was a Christmas market one year when we went, or was it a summer one? that we
Got
went to?
chatting to Lucy after before lockdown.
Mm.
Richard. Is this so? Is she? Who is Lucy? Is she somebody that was in one of the market stalls?
Yeah, one. Well, that's what he said. On one of the market stalls, he got chatting to her.
Well, you're going
The
there
mum.
this weekend, aren't you?
I assume he is, yeah.
Oh, you pushed by Bird's Eye ones. I've not tried those, but I'll have to give them a go. My recommendation, as I say, if you do want to treat yourself, they are pricey. So they're £5 for two in M&S. They are quite expensive, but they are nice. They're really big, thick burgers, but there's a vegan one and there's another one which is meat-free, but they are delicious. I really like them. They are a bit pricey for what they are. Or Aldi's own brand as well. So do treat yourself one time to these ones. I think you will enjoy it. Nice, big, thick veggie burgers.
Veggie burgers, yeah. Like I said, I've yet to find a veggie substitute that I enjoy. I prefer the actual vegetables rather than the substitutes. I've not found a really good substitute yet.
So Richard said, I'm taking my mum tomorrow. I better behave. Yes, you have to behave yourself. Just especially if you're going with your mum. Mark, can you please get your laptop? Well, we will have a look after the live. It's just very difficult for me to do both at the same time. What you're looking at is the laptop at the moment, so we can't really not use it. So that's how we're doing the live at the moment. We're going through the laptop.
Yeah, I do have to get a new laptop at some point.
Yeah, this thing chugs. I mean, we've had so many problems with the microphone, as you know, for the last couple. So we're doing this.
Yeah.
On the live, and then you guys can't hear us.
But the laptop's not that old.
No, I know. I think it's just you've got a lot of junk on it. That's why it's just slowed right down. If you can get rid of a load of junk.
Yeah, but I did move a lot of stuff onto the external drive.
Yeah,
I'll move some more off.
The more stuff you have on it, of course, the more updates it needs, and the more it just clogs. Bird's Eye Veggie Burger says, all right, I shall give those a go. Thank you for the tip. We'll try those Bird's Eye Veggie Burgers. Richard said, Miss Lake Ragdoll said he might bring his family along and his 2-year-old.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Oh, so you're going to collab again on the Rochester trip?
That'd be very nice.
Oh, yeah, you do them in the microwave. Okay.
Yeah, we don't tend to use the microwave.
No, I've got to say this. Whenever I've tried, I know you can microwave corn sausages and I know you can microwave veggie burgers, but for me, they're never the same. And they're so easy to overdo. And if you overdo them, they really just dry out because all the moisture just escapes them. And then you just end up with this really dry disc rather than a burger.
Yeah.
But I much prefer doing them fried because it also, if you fry it in the oil, it retains all that moisture in there and the oil as well. So it gives
even if you put them in the oven.
Yeah,
grill them or oven.
Yeah, that works. That works. All good stuff.
Yeah,
all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for the suggestions. Do keep them coming in. I will try.
Yeah, we just don't tend to use the microwave that often. So, we never use it.
No.
I have never used it
No.
And we've been here for many years, and
Well,
I've
you're
not
pretty
used it.
anti-microwave, aren't you?
I'm very anti-microwave. So I mean, I know you can't help it when sometimes when you go to some of these fast food places or cafes because they will use it, and that's fair enough. But I don't use it in the house. No, I mean, I think you might have used it like 3 or
I've
4
used it a few
times.
times. I've stopped using it because you don't use it.
Yeah.
But I have noticed, yeah, sometimes if you go to a restaurant and you order and about 2 minutes later it comes out, you think, okay, well, that's microwave. Richard said, oh, the IoT Tech Expo I went to. Oh, yeah, what was it like? Picked up an awesome, is that Advive on YouTube? Scams, copyright, and bots. What does that do? So it actually stops it stops the bots. Is that what you've got? Mark and Kelly says, please check out the oldie cooker rings, dual hot plates with thermostat regulation.
Oh yeah. Do you know what? I did have a look at some of them, but they had what I didn't like about those. Well, some of them were plug-in, which is fine because I'm happy with a plug-in one. But some of the other ones, like if you were going camping or when we're supposed to have the what's the blackouts called,
Oh, power cuts.
the power cuts. So when we're supposed to have these power cuts, which are supposedly in January and February between 4 and 7, um, uh, so obviously you won't be able to use the plugs. So either you have to have a generator, or you have to have these sort of canisters that fit in the sort of rings. And I'm always really quite, because I don't want them to blow up.
No, I mean the thing, I do get people buying them because obviously what they want to do is cut down on gas bills as well. So I totally get it, and they do apparently, not all, depending on which one you get, but they can actually massively reduce your bills. But I do get that. But I know what you're saying. I used to rent many years ago, and I bought one of them, and I was always skeptical about how safe are they safe.
Well, the plug-in ones.
Yeah, the plug-in ones.
The plug-in ones are fine. Those are fine. But I'm talking about there's no point in having a plug-in one if the cutout is between 4 and 7. You might as well just get the other one, which unless you've got a generator, is what I'm trying to say. But if you get the ones that are plugless, but so you have a gas canister inside.
Oh yeah.
That's the one that I'm afraid of that could just blow up. And so I don't want to have one of those ones. But yeah, I have often thought about they're especially good if you want to. So you can get an electric one. They're good like if you're going to video something. So like a lot of the tasty videos that I watch.
Yeah.
They have one in the middle of the table. They have a camera pointing down to it, and you can cook and all of that. So they're really good. I think if you're going to do a food channel, especially, I think they're really good. But again, unless I'm going to, I don't mind buying a plug-in one. I would just have to have the space, but they would be good if I was outside. But then I'd use the.
Richard said the thing is with bots, they have no followers and no pictures or letters to the channel, and bad grammar. Actual fact, funny you should say that. I was watching this YouTube thing on bots, and they reckon now that half the traffic, the email traffic, the comment traffic, are actually bots. So the bots look for certain things, web or certain programs, certain channels, and they just leave a comment on the channel. And I forget why they do it, but it's got something to do with you can generate money from doing that with these bots. So I don't know why they do it. I assume it's for that reason. But there are so many. But 50% would be half of all traffic. So that is a lot. So the thing you bought then, Richard, what does it do? Does it actually track the bots? Does it eliminate the bots?
Does it stop the bots?
Yeah, because you were talking about the Tech Expo that you went to. Did you actually purchase it, or was it just something you saw? Aoife said, she generally sees you as a sister figure. That's really nice.
Thank you. Oh, that's so kind. Thank you.
Richard, scammer payback is hilarious. Oh, yeah, funny enough, Richard, you'll remember one of my favorite scammer ones. I forget the guy's name, but he always dyes his hair blue, and he always calls call centers that do scams, and he scams them.
Oh yeah,
that's one of my favorites.
I don't know what the guy looked like, but there's one that always calls these call centers that are scamming people.
Oh, Pierogi, there, that's it. He makes almost pee yourself laughing. Yeah, that's him. I think his name's Pierogi, but I do like him as well. He's very, very good. Richard said, you just picked up advice. Right. Okay. So on how to avoid the bots and stuff like that. Have you noticed on your channel you get bots? I don't think we have, but it's difficult to tell.
I know, from what I understand, no.
I don't think we have at all.
No, we get them from people who are, because they answer back.
Yeah.
When I sort of like, but I don't think they are on YouTube per se. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know much about bots, so I can't really comment on that because I don't know much about them. But getting back to Christmas, so who's doing what? So I know Aoife's going to do her own mini Christmas. Richard, what are you doing? Or is it going to be your mum cooking? Is it going to be you cooking? Is it going to be your sister cooking? Is it going to be a joint effort? Oh, thank you, Aoife. That's very kind. Thank you.
No, who's the most likely to be up? Says Aoife, to cook, you or Kelly?
Oh yeah, I would be the one to cook.
It will be Kelly. I'm not that I don't get up and cook, but Kelly will do most of the cooking, I'm afraid. Well, only because she's miles better than me.
It's not that. I just think that in my mind I have a plan, I guess.
Yes.
And so I think to myself, right, we're going to do this, 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 and this. And I'm all about experimenting. Like, I got my mum to drop off some. So I know she was going to local town. So I said to her, oh, can you see if there's any scallops? Because I went online and I had a look at scallops. And I thought, oh, that might be quite a nice starter. But then I was thinking, oh, it might be an expensive starter, but it might be quite a nice starter. So I thought, but nowhere we're doing big scallops. They were all doing like these baby ones. And I thought, well, they're not going to be really good, are they? So I said to mums, when you're there, can you see if there's any scallops? I said, you don't have to, like, if you don't want to go out of your way, that's fine. But she did, and she dropped them off today. So tomorrow, I'll give them a wash and everything, and then I will test out what our starter will be for Christmas Day.
Eva said, I hate cooking, love baking.
Me too.
Richard's looking forward to seeing Father Christmas, but you also said the own is going to burn my bird and make it tasty. My turkey will be you're starting it from the 23rd of December.
Wow. Okay.
You're actually starting cooking it from then. Oh no, he's going to be slated. Sorry. What does that mean?
It's slathered.
Slathered. Sorry,
slathered.
Sorry, slathered, not slated. Sorry, slathered. Mark and Kelly, check out Aldi cream of vegetable soup. Do you know what? We don't shop Aldi, not because we're not against it. It's because there isn't one near us. So that's why we tend to sort of shop at the supermarkets. Only for that reason.
They're a little bit,
it's a bit out of the way. There is one but it is a bit out of the way. I mean, our local ones, we've got a co-op very local to us.
Yeah.
Sainsbury's is very local to us, but an M&S, but there isn't a Aldi that's very close.
Yeah.
Slaughtered on the 23rd. Oh my God, that is fresh.
Oh right,
it's not slathered. You're
slaughtered.
Sorry,
wow.
It was my thing. My eyesight is definitely going.
And my eyesight, I can't see, so I'm like, slathered. Oh, so slaughtered on the 23rd, so very fresh.
It was the autocorrect. I think it turned it to slathered. That's why. So it's gonna be wow, so it's gonna be that fresh. Are you getting yours from a farm then, are you, Richard? Are you gonna get yours from an actual farm to get it that fresh, or is there somebody you know that's gonna get that sorted for you? That will be very fresh.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming if you're getting that is all gonna be plucked for you, and not gonna be there.
Yeah, you're not gonna be plucking away, I hope.
Local farm, right? That makes sense.
Okay.
So we're gonna have it as well. And
wow.
How are you going to do yours as well? So this is a little tip we wanted to know. So we were going to, even though I'm not going to eat it, we're cooking for other people as well. So we didn't know the best way to do the turkey. Are you going to baste it? Are you going to how are you going to keep it moist? So we did see something as well where they suggested that you actually turn the bird right upside down. So basically the breast of it is right at the base, and then that cooks in the juices. But I wasn't sure whether that was the best way to do it.
How did you do it last year? Because you and your mum did it last year. Oh God,
what did we do?
Did you do butter on it?
So what the trick I got from Jamie Oliver is what he does is he goes, is a bit grim, but you put your hand in between there'll be a gap between the skins. You basically pull the skin just slightly and you push your hand in. You just gently ease your way through, making sure you don't tear the skin.
Yeah.
And in there, you shove loads of garlic butter. So you get a load of butter that's soft. You dice up garlic to one side and you mash that in, some herbs as well. I think I added thyme and stuff like that, salt, pepper. And then what I did then is I just fed that inside, in between the skin and the breast there. Push that in there as well. Of course, that roasts inside. The only thing is, of course, that only stays in there for a few minutes, and then of course, then it all falls in, it melts and it goes into the base. You tried it. Was it? How dry was it, or was it moist?
I mean, I'm not really a turkey person. It was all right. It was all right, but we don't really have turkey, so yeah, it was all right. Like I said, I don't really eat turkey that often.
Eva said, "No turkey plucking for me. If I was a turkey plucker." Yeah, no, I was going to say, no, I haven't eaten turkey for many, many, many years because I don't eat meat. But I used to eat it. From memory, it was always a very blandish, dry meat. Now, maybe that's not a diss on who cooked it, but I would never, it wouldn't have been my go-to choice. I think it's more for the tradition you do it.
Yeah, I think it's more for the tradition, but also I've eaten turkey in many places, in the sense that, and there's only one time I remember having a good Christmas dinner, and that was one day. It was a law firm that I used to work for, God, many years ago. And they did a Christmas dinner. I was temping there at the time, but I'd temped there for a couple of years, and they did a Christmas dinner. Now, I don't really enjoy uh Christmas pudding or turkey or Brussels sprouts, but I tell you, that was the best Christmas dinner I think I've ever had, in the sense of all the elements that I don't like. I ate the Brussels sprouts. I don't even like Brussels sprouts, but they were good Brussels sprouts. I ate turkey. I don't even like turkey, but it was good turkey. And Christmas pudding. I don't even like Christmas pudding, but the way that they did it was all really nice. It was really nice, and it's the only place because it sticks out in my memory. I know that it was a good Christmas dinner. Now, you're talking 20 odd years ago, and I more than 20 years ago actually, and yeah, it would that I've got to say was a nice Christmas dinner.
Richard said, "I'm going back to basic this Christmas and doing a traditional turkey." So when you say traditional, now this is interesting. How are you doing yours? Just, we're only trying to get tips and obviously share tips with anybody else, but I'm just interested to see how you're doing it. Aoife said, "I attended a young ladies finishing school.
Ooh.
I escaped in 3 months." So it was that thing. Richard said, "I might used to go to an app in Rochester.
Too Good to Go app. Yeah.
Too Good to Go in Rochester. What are you going to use? What are you going to get? The Too Good to Go." Aoife said, "As part of the coursework, we killed turkeys with help and had to pluck it." Oh my God. I think my mum used to do that when she used to work on a farm. She used to have to pluck things as well. I remember she used to have to pluck ducks and stuff like that. So you have them upside down in.
I think my mum had to do that when she was in Mauritius as well.
So that put you off turkey. Yeah, I can imagine. Because that's the thing, when you're doing that, it does make you realize it's a living animal when you're doing that. When you get it all bald, it's not quite the same. Richard said, "My Brussels sprouts and mashed spuds, had it yesterday with pie. Sprouts anytime." Now, Richard, I love sprouts as well. I totally agree. There's something about sprouts, it's delicious, like mini cabbages. They are so good. And I think what people don't like them is because they normally have them like completely overboiled, and it puts them off. But there is something really, fried is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna try them in the. Oh, I should have put them in a shopping. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try them in the air fryer and see if I can get it crisped up. But I also want to fry some pancetta. We got some chestnuts, and I also want to do. Also, I want to salt, pepper, all of that, or not so much salt because the bacon will be salty, but the pancetta will be salty. But I want to sort of mix it all in. I want to do a bit of pepper, and I also want to do a little bit of mozzarella on the top and see how that is. So I might try that tomorrow and see how we fare. And if it tastes good, then I shall be serving that.
But yeah, definitely try your Brussels sprouts fried, Richard. Do that. So boil them first and then fry them.
I don't know if in the air fryer we'll have to boil them. Hopefully we won't.
Might not be.
But yeah, might have to try that out and see. I'm going to try it both ways.
Oh dear, Aoife tried the turkey again, but ended up throwing it up. Yeah, maybe not for you then. Maybe the turkey is not for you.
Maybe not.
Richard said, tip, mash a few sprouts with mash and butter and discard the flavour with lots, or disguise the flavour with lots of gravy. But do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like bubble and squeak.
Yeah,
so if you have mashed potato, then mash in your sprouts, and then I would flavour that with salt and pepper, and then add the gravy. I don't think that, I know it's sprouts are vile and bitter. No, Aoife, no. Sprouts are not like that. Honestly, try Richard's recipe. Try that with mashed potato. It would blow your mind.
So yeah, I think I want to try it with. I'm gonna try a few ways tomorrow and see if I can add it to the shopping and then see how see how it goes.
Yeah, because the other thing I was going to say is, I know with your with the sprouts, I knew that you don't like them. I think I mentioned this on the live before, but a scientist actually think he spotted the reason for that, and they said apparently certain people, it's a bit 50-50, don't have the bitter taste in their taste buds.
Right.
So apparently sprouts are very, very bitter naturally, but people that have the taste buds gone, which I think I do, because it's the same people that don't like sprouts tend not to like things like coffee as well.
Marmite.
So they've got a much heightened sense of taste. So it just means you've got a heightened sense of taste. My dull taste buds don't have that, so I really enjoy it.
Do you like Marmite?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
like my mum.
I like Marmite. I like sprouts, and I love coffee. Love my coffee.
Yeah, my mum likes all of that, but she does have a sweet tooth because she does have quite a lot of sugar if she does have coffee.
Okay, so Richard's tip is don't go crazy with the sprouts when you're mashing it up. Tip is the sprouts are the best. So yeah, right. Okay, so what you're saying is gently mash it. Basically, you want a little bit of almost like a lump of it so you can taste it. You don't want to mash it up too much with the potato. But I imagine that'd be really good. It would remind me of squeak. What would be good if actually, Richard, if you mash that up together, you could form it into little patties or balls and then fry that, so it fries up that
almost like a rosti.
Oh yes, that would be nice. That's how you're supposed to do it with bubble and squeak. You just fry it.
That is true.
We were saying that as well. There's only been a few places where we've really loved bubble and squeak.
There's only one place for me. Only one.
Oh yeah, that was the Apex Hotel.
Yeah.
In Bath.
Yeah.
Where they did the bubble and squeak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really good.
That was the best bubble and squeak I think I've ever tasted. So I don't know what chef was on that day, but was it on our last day? Oh, sorry, we don't have the bubbles. I was like, what?
No.
What?
It was really nice actually. It was almost like I think it was almost in a packet mix because it was coming in these perfect little shapes.
Yeah.
So I think they come from there, but it was so good. Richard said, Mark, full of yummy ideas. Well, actually, no, you did the idea. I just thought, oh, how could you do that? Oh, if that fried, Richard, would be amazing. That thing of fried mashed potato is delicious because it forms a crust on the outside. That would be so nice to have that. Have that for breakfast. Do you know what? You could have that for anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
yeah.
You could have that with any meal. Delicious. Aoife said, Mum tried to get mash with sprouts and gravy. I copied them and held the dinner in the bin. Oh no, Aoife, give it a try. You don't try it without the frying. Honestly, try it with the frying. You would love it. Richard said Cadbury's triple chocolate log tonight. Now we bought and reviewed the Cadbury's log, the bonfire
log. One, yeah.
Which we still have actually in the cupboard.
Yeah, Siobhan kindly bought it for us, but it wasn't really my thing.
It was okay, but we haven't tried the triple chocolate log.
No,
we've just tried the bonfire log. And actually, is there one over there? I don't know if there's any left.
Oh no, they're in the cupboard. I put them in the cupboard.
No, I thought we put some loose ones in there.
No, you ate them. Oh, there might be one. There might be one in there. Yeah, there might be one.
One thing we did get hold of was party rings.
Oh yeah,
my mini party. Mini party
I think they are in there. Mini party rings. I love a party ring.
Richard said, try carrots and parsnips with a tiny amount of butter and mash on low heat. One of the things, oh, that was Aoife, sorry. Aoife said carrots and parsnip with a tiny amount of mash on low heat. The other thing you could try, Aoife, is putting honey on them. I don't know why. Somebody told me as a tip, put honey on carrots. Not when you finish cooking, but as you cook, right towards the end, it really does sweeten them up. It makes it nice. It came out today, the Cadbury log. Oh, it's new. Okay, so we did try the bonfire one, which is caramel, and I'll see if I can find it. Actually, you can see it. Oh, Richard, chocolate. Heck, I'm jealous. Let me get that bonfire one because I want to see if I can find it. I'll get the party rings as well.
Oh, if the party rings are there, I'll have a party ring. So basically, we've still got our Halloween pumpkin head, and I put a load of Tunnock's caramels in there and all of that. And so here are the mini party rings. I love them so much. Look how cute they are. They're so cute. And they're mini. So yeah. So yeah, they're only 8 calories, I think. Is it 8 calories or 80 calories, maybe?
It'd be more than 8.
So 83.
Yeah, so this was the one we reviewed before. So these are the mini bonfire logs. So it says honeycomb flavour. So I don't know if you guys have seen these before. It doesn't actually taste of honeycomb, though. It does just taste of caramel. But it is quite, they're not bad. Not the best ones we have, but they are not bad. So that's the mini bonfire logs. I don't know if they're still around.
They might be. For me, they are a little bit bitter.
They did come out at the same time as, that's the pumpkin patch cakes.
Oh, right.
So they did pumpkin patch cakes. I know if you can see that, but that's the pumpkin patch where they're advertising right there with the mini pumpkin patch cakes. But they came out around about Halloween time, obviously, hence that. But
look at that!
Can you remember? Does anybody remember the little party rings? You can't see it because of the.
Well, because of us.
Thank you. There we are. Yeah, it's just because of the light, but it was. These were lovely. I used to love these. So good. Richard said, "Here's a tip: buy Swiss roll and melt a lot of chocolate on the top, and then let it just set in the fridge and go hard for 2 hours. Makes a nice snack in the evening with tea or coffee." Oh, so what you do? Just get a normal Swiss roll and you just melt the chocolate on the top. So then would that be just the normal Swiss roll with the jam in the middle? So then you're just adding the chocolate.
I've got to say, we don't eat a lot of cake. we do eat cake, but we don't eat, like, I would more have, I suppose, a biscuit.
Richard said, oh, Richard has had them. He said they didn't last long. What did you think? Did you prefer, Richard, did you prefer the bonfire logs or did you prefer the triple chocolate ones? The ones you're getting, or have you not tried the triple chocolate ones yet? Aoife said, Mark and Kelly, try the Irish Tato packs. What are they? Irish Tato. Do you want to have a look, Google on your phone? I've not tried those Irish Tato. Is it actually potato cakes? Because if it's potato cakes, I do love Irish potato cakes. They are really good. But if you have Irish potato cakes, I've always found you've got to have them warm. If you have them cold, they're okay, but they are so much better warm. So it's no tea. It's tea.
You left me with half.
Yeah, there you go. Have another half.
I knew you were taking 2 at a time. No, it's okay.
No, that's not 2. It's 1.5, actually.
Well, you thought it was 2.
1.5. I will buy Tato cheese and onion snack. Oh, they're crisps and Tato normal cheese and onion crisps and Hunky Dory salt and vinegar. Right, so they're ones. When we get crisps, we tend to go for the Tyrrells. Richard said, anything with chocolate is my friend. So my niece, my niece catchphrase, chocolate is my friend, also makes me happy even when I'm sad. Right, we see the Tato. Right, I don't think I've not seen them here.
We wouldn't get them here, no.
I don't think they sell them in the UK
no.
either. I've never seen those. Yeah, it says traditional Irish. It's got a picture of a smiley face on the potato. Yeah, I've never seen those.
Yeah, there you go. Tato cheese and onion.
Oh, then maybe they do. It says Iceland. Or is that just for Iceland and Ireland? Do you want to show? So obviously, ignore the this product is unavailable. Is that the ones you're meaning? The Tato ones? Because I've never seen those in the UK. If anybody has seen them, let us know. But it does say Iceland, but I don't know whether or not they are selling them in Iceland over here. Yeah, crisps. Yeah, I thought they were crisps. So I think that's all. No. Like I said, I don't think I've ever seen those ones as well.
No.
So what is, if chocolate is your friend, and this is going to everybody. So if somebody said to you, I'm going to buy you chocolates, any chocolates you want, I know yours, what brand are they going to be? Are you going to go Cadbury's? Are you going to go Quality Street? Are you going to go well, no, I was going to say Roses, but that is Cadbury's. Are you going to go Green and Blacks? Are you going to go, or are you going to go more posh? Are you going to go Leonidas or Madame's one, which is
yeah, but I can't just get New House.
No, you're only allowed one. That's the rule.
Yeah, but if I was only going to get one, it would be Cadbury's Creations because I can have them at any time. It wouldn't be New House because they're out of the way. That makes sense.
Oh, you have not lived until you tried them. London Irish Embassy shop. Okay, we'll have to have a look at that. Oh, now this is an interesting question. So Richard said, so my weakness is Lego store. Kelly's is a Disney store. Mark, what is shop makes you buy things? That's
I can tell you.
Go on.
Forbidden Planet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Forbidden Planet is my one as well. When I go, although I've got a really bad habit of just window shopping in there because everything in the Forbidden Planet is so expensive.
I've not known you to leave the Forbidden Planet once without buying something.
So chocolate, Aoife, is Lindt. Lindt Chocolatiers,
okay.
the Swiss makers. Yeah, no, Lindt. That's what I thought you were saying.
Lindt, yeah.
So yours, New House, or you going Leonidas?
Is the question I can have it at any time?
No. So the question is, I'll say it again. The brief is, somebody said to you, I'm going to buy you some chocolates. You can have them from anywhere, but I'm just going to get you a big thing of chocolates.
Right, New House then, yeah.
You'll be New House as well. You wouldn't go Hotel Chocolat.
No, be New House.
Yeah, that would be mine, Richard. It's definitely Forbidden Planet. So Richard's is Nestle and Mars or Hotel Chocolat. There's 3. Which one are you going to go for?
One. You can only choose one.
I'm guessing. I thought, oh my god, the Isle of Wight chocolate, yum. I'm going to guess you're going Hotel Chocolat out of the 3 if you had to pick one, Richard. Am I right? Or are you going... I'm shocked you picked Nestle. I thought you would be a Cadbury's man. I really did think you were going to go for Cadbury's. Oh, look, somebody else has had another chocolate.
Yeah, because somebody ate all my party rings.
I had 3.5. 3.5.
There's only like 5 in the packet.
Oh, dear Richard. So now somebody's putting pressure on you. Imagine that. They said, look, I can only afford one. You could have Nestle, a Mars, or I will get you Hotel Chocolat, a big thing. What are you going to go for? So if you had a big thing of Mars bars, so they get you a big pack, or a big thing of Nestle. Oh, really? I am shocked. I thought you'd go Hotel Chocolat.
The Milky Bar Kid, eh? That's Nestle.
Yeah. Nestle. Isn't their head office in Croydon? But he said he can't pick one. So that's your trio.
I don't know if their head office is there, but there's definitely a Nestle place there. Right by where the orchids used to be.
Yeah, I thought Aoife's gone for Lindt. Is there a specific flavour of Lindt you're going to go for? Cadbury's getting more yuck now. Oh, really? Now, they have brought out, to be fair, they have brought out some new varieties of stuff. Now, some have been a bit hit and miss. You love Marvels, so the Creations.
The Creations, yeah.
No, not Marvels.
The Marvelous Creations.
Marvelous Creations, that's it. Not Marvels.
No.
That's a comic thing. Lindt, don't insult me with Cadbury's.
We're talking the Cadbury's for Richard, not you, Aoife.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know you're not into Lindt. I know you're not into Cadbury's. I thought I had Richard down as Cadbury's, but no, he's definitely not. But I do remember you saying you've gone to Hotel Chocolat, which is why I thought you might have gone for the chocolate one as well. Plus, as well, they do a really nice range of chocolates, and I had no idea they were British actually until they came. I thought they were American, but they're not. They're British brand.
Yeah, Hotel Chocolat do have a lot of, but I've got to say, there's only a couple of flavors there that I rate. I rate more their drinks, as in
Oh,
like.
the hot chocolates.
But also, when you go, there's one in London which is not too far from Forbidden Planet, and they do like the milkshakes and the chocolate milks and stuff
Yeah,
like that, and
yeah.
they're really
Yeah.
quite nice, and their ice creams are really quite nice as well. But as far as their chocolates go, there's only a couple that I rate. There's not that
Yeah,
many.
yeah, yeah.
The Florentine ones I like. There's the fudge ones that I like as well. They call them something fudge, and they're the only two. There's one that you like as well. Can't remember which one
Yeah,
it
there's one.
is.
Oh, my favorite one is the Eat a Mess.
Yeah,
That's my favorite one. And I'm not a massive fan of white chocolate, but I've got to say this Eat a Mess one was amazing. That is my recommendation from if you do go to Hotel Chocolat. They do 3 for 12 now, I think.
Yeah.
And that is one of the ones I would always go for, is the 6-pack of or the 8-pack of the Eat a Mess.
No, I think you're right. I think it's 6.
Aoife
Yeah.
said Cadbury's is a cheap insult.
Oh really?
Oh, wow.
Oh dear. I really like Cadbury's. I take insult to that, Eva. Insult. No, I do. I really like Cadbury's. I like Cadbury's Roses,
Yeah.
and I like the Marvelous Creations.
Oh, of course, I didn't realise, of course, Quality Street and Nestle.
Yeah. As far as cheap chocolate goes, my preference would be if I'm like going and I want a cheap chocolate, Cadbury's would be the way that I would go. But if I'm talking about expensive chocolate, Newhouse is the way that I would go.
So you may have seen, actually, I did buy Kelly a Newhouse one. Now there's one there's only a few in London. One being was the one I went to was in King's Cross. So occasionally I go there and get you a pack, but it is expensive.
Super expensive.
This is just a treat once in a while. So as to put it in perspective, a small little bag, probably about the size of that, the Rebels thing, that cost £50. Now remember, it's done on weight, so it's not done. So like I said, not saying that bag is always going to be 50 quid, but I did put quite a few in there.
The triangle ones, the triangle chocolates, which is that type of triangle, so it's longer on the bottom and the point is shorter. They almost look like flatter pyramids, I guess. They're the heavy ones and they're the most expensive ones. Because of the weight. But they are so good, so good. So much so that even Mark wants to eat them after he's bought them.
Well,
I can have one of those
for that price. I hope
like,
I would.
Hang on a second.
For that price, I hope I would get one. But again, like I said, that's not. It's done on weight, so you can't just say one bag is X. It's obviously done that way, but they are pricey.
But they try to make you buy the box as well.
Well, I wish I had bought the box. No, actually, I'm glad I didn't buy the box because it's more expensive.
Because I go, oh yeah, you can get a couple more in, and then by the time it was finished, it was so much money, and I don't agree. I just think getting the little bags, and plus the box weighs heavier than the bags anyway.
Yeah,
that's why they try to push the box. But I'm thinking, unless I'm getting them for a gift for someone, I don't need the box. For me, I just rather have the bag, and so now you go with the bag.
Yeah.
But I notice that the bags that they do are also a little bit heavy because, like before, obviously that now they're trying to sort of get rid of plastic and stuff like that. But the plastic bags used to be lighter.
Yeah.
But now they do them in the paper bags, but they do them in sort of a thicker paper bag, so it weighs a bit.
I think it does as well. Didn't somebody do that as an experiment? They went to a cinema and they got our paper bag, they put one sweet in and paid for that, and it came up to about 30-40p. So of course the bag in itself you're paying for as well.
Yeah.
Just as an experiment. Richard said, I make a mystery box of mini cereal, so I have no idea what I'm eating in the morning. How do you do a mystery box? You just put them all in
one thing and then...
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you mix them all your cereal into one packet, or do you just put them in loads of different containers with no label so you don't know what they are and just pick them at random like that?
Or do you get your mum to mix it so that you don't know? Like you get someone else to mix it and then you don't know?
I'm fascinated how you do this. So it's a complete random for your cereal. That would be quite cool actually, because you just don't know what you're having each month. Or I like the idea of mixing everything up. In one
so you don't know. Yeah.
So it's like a roulette wheel of the thing, you know, what I'm going to have. Nobody knows.
It's interesting as well.
Aoife said, Cadbury's is akin to slapping me across the face. Is it that bad? It depends which one you have, of course, as well. But like I said, I didn't realize you really dislike Cadbury's that much. My mystery box is put your hand in the box, starting on the 21st. Oh, so what do you mean by that? So do you mean you just go into a box of cereal and then scoop out some of it and then not knowing what they are? Or are you mixing it together?
Or do you mean you buy lots of mini packs, chuck them in a box, and then just close your eyes and pick a random box out? So it could be a box of what you call it, crunchy nut cornflakes, or it could be a box of Rice Krispies, or it could be a box of Cocoa Pops, or something like that. Is that how you do it? Or are you tipping everything into one box and then scooping it out, and then, do you know what I mean?
How does that work? I'm just intrigued. Aoife said Lint has doubled from €7.99 to €20 in Lidl and Aldi for medium-sized box. Do you know what, Aoife? Actual fact, that's so. We were just moaning about that earlier. Not chocolate, but our local co-op used to do a little pack of hash browns for £1. Went in there, well, £1.70. It's almost like I was shocked at the increase that's gone up. I thought, wow, that's almost doubled in price. So yeah, I do get the price has gone up massively.
Yeah.
I can't get over that though. That is a huge markup.
Huge.
But there you go. You see, cost of living. This is what's happening. So doing the little luxuries you've got to do, but like I say, that's why when you have your new house, it's just once in a while.
Yeah, and I think that when you sort of do want to treat yourself now, it really will be considered a treat.
Yeah, definitely.
It really will be considered a treat, because I'm telling you, it's expensive out there.
Absolutely. But yeah, I can't believe it's double €7.99 to €7.99 to €20. That's more than doubled. €7.99 to 20.
Yeah, because otherwise it'd be 14.
No, it'd be 15
euros roughly.
Doubling will go from 10 to €20. Risha said that's it's only got a deal on my mini boxes. Oh right, so I'm with it now. Sorry, I was trying to picture what you were doing. So basically, correct me if I'm wrong. You buy the multi packs, so they're tiny little boxes, and about 6 in a pack. That makes sense. So I've got a deal on my mini boxes, all Kellogg's into one huge big box. Boxes decorated with Christmas theme, and I pick out and throw through a tiny hole, dig deeper, and get the sweets. Right, I'm with you. So you get the tiny little. Your belly's.
I know, really like.
You get the mini little packs of cereal, and you put them in a bigger box. Put your hand in there, searching around. I'm having this one, whatever this is. Pour it in and then eat it.
Yeah,
got it.
Got it. Yeah. Because I was thinking, was it that sort of thing? Did you sort of like get like loads of mini boxes and then just put it in a big box?
Eva said an acquaintance bought me M&M's, tiny packet. Felt so insulted instead of limp, which was just down from the till.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Did you forgive that friend? They clearly don't know you very well if they get new M&M's.
Well, it's an acquaintance, not even
an acquaintance. Yeah, I noticed you use the word acquaintance. So,
trust me, people buy me Ferrero Rocher all the time, and I don't eat them.
I know.
I do not eat Ferrero Rocher. I don't like Ferrero Rocher. But
family, if you're listening, that's a hint to you.
I don't want Ferrero Rocher. Please don't buy me Ferrero Rocher. Unless it's the Raffaella ones, the coconut, white chocolate and coconut ones. I like those ones, but I don't like the chocolate Ferrero Rochers.
To be honest with you, I'm not really a wine drinker. I don't really drink it at all.
Yeah.
So
so you get so many gifts as wine gifts. I don't drink wine either, and I'll get given a gift as for wine, and I'm like, well, I don't drink wine. But
don't get me wrong. I am very grateful for the fact I never expect a gift, but I get so many gifts from people, friends, and like I say, colleagues and what have you, and they will get me bottles of wine. I must give off the appearance that I like wine.
You
drink wine, but I've got so many bottles of wine that are stashed in the corner over there because I don't drink it.
We don't really drink, and we certainly don't drink in the house. But I say certainly don't drink in the house. But like barbecues and stuff, we buy drink for everybody else. And I will drink once in a while, but I'm not like a heavy drinker or anything like that. And people will always buy me. I don't even like wine, but people will always buy me wine. I don't mind being given champagne, because then if I have an event at the house, I can use the champagne just like I will use the wine. But I feel like it's not going on me; it's going for other people, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I think that, I suppose, getting wine is better than having something that you will completely not use and it's just then sat there. And I feel like, oh no, they've wasted their money. And I'd rather people didn't waste their money. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's the thought that counts, but and maybe I'm being a little bit ungrateful, I guess. But I just think, if it's the thought that counts, why didn't you put any thought into the gift? That's how I feel like.
Well, I know it's difficult as well, because sometimes people don't know you, so they will buy you stuff you don't know. I mean, I've had stuff that people don't know me and they do that.
But what I would rather is they didn't buy me anything.
Miss Moreau, hello.
Hey, Miss Moreau. We're just discussing gifts. And I don't mean gifts that you get at Christmas, but I'm just talking about gifts in general. Because like, somebody will get you something, they don't really know you or whatever. Or the worst thing is when somebody does know you and they've just bought you a gift that you will never use. This is one thing I don't like, and it might make me sound ungrateful, but this is the way that I look at it. Somebody buys you a gift. It's not a gift that you will use so then it's sat there. So I feel like that person has wasted their money.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I think, oh, now it's gonna sit there and it's just gonna, like, I'm not gonna use it, because, do you know what I mean? They know you. Like, I had one friend who has known me for many years, and then bought me something that I just thought, I took it as a little bit of an insult what they got me, and I just thought, okay. And I bought that. I'd really thought about it. I bought this person a really nice present. And I'm not saying that a present has to cost a lot of money at all, not in any sense of the word. Um, but I'm very much a person of, I don't want you to buy me a gift and then it's going to sit there, because I feel like you've wasted your money and now I've got something that's sitting there that isn't going to do anything because it's just sitting there, kind of thing.
Which is it. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I got a ton of freebies, 2 big bags of freebies at the IoT Tech Expo.
Oh.
Bottles, t-shirts, loads of sweets, and tons of pens.
Wow.
Do you know what? They're always handy for work. I always run out of pens and pads. Eva said, oh, I like Cocoa Pops, Rocks, and Nestle Sugar Puffs. Richard said also the free notepads at the IT Expo and the phone charger. We've got phone charger.
Wow.
Do you know what, Richard? I do want to do a live on freebies one day. What freebies people can get and where they can get them from. Purely just to help people out and give people good little links and stuff like that. We will do a live on freebies. So any advice like that on where you can get freebies, what freebies are available, and little things, because we always like to do the advice and things like not the click and collect. What was it? The bit where you get cheap stuff online.
Oh, the Too Good To Go?
Yeah, Too Good To Go, stuff like that. Those are little tips we do. So we will do a live on that at some stage. I just need to do a bit more research.
Yeah.
Who told you need humbling, Aoife? Oh, my word. Oh, you hate Ferrero Rocher. No, I don't drink Guinness, actually. I'm not really a Guinness fan.
You're not a drinker?
No, I'm not a drinker, to be honest. It's not just Guinness. I'm not really a drinker.
He doesn't drink any alcohol.
Yes, I'm with you on that, Kelly, says Miss Monroe. Now, the thing is as well, I think what Kelly's saying, and it is true, I think it's more annoying. And I do get what you're saying sometimes as well. When people, what I dislike, the bit I dislike about Christmas is you go out, you do your Christmas shopping, and someone goes, oh, I got you a present. You think, oh, God, there was something I wasn't expecting. And that's happened to me so many times. And I feel guilty because they bought me a gift. Somebody last year bought me a very expensive gift. And I hadn't got them anything. And I thought it made me feel so bad because I wasn't expecting it. It was a work colleague thing. And I thought I wasn't expecting that.
It was very nice what they got.
Oh, my God. So it just made me feel bad. But yeah, things like that as well. But likewise, like Kelly says as well, especially if you've gone to a lot of effort to get somebody something that you're close to.
Yeah.
And they give you what I would call like a very bog standard gift.
I don't mind a bog standard gift if it's something that I use.
Well, no.
Do you know what I mean? Or if it's something that I like. I'm happy with a bog standard gift. As long as you've thought about it and you know the sort of person I am, I don't need you to get me something super expensive or whatever. You know what someone did one year, and it was for my birthday, and it brought tears to my eyes. I love Harry Potter, and what she did, I don't know, she wrote, or she went somewhere, or she sent an email somewhere, and they sent me a letter, a Hogwarts letter, and I just thought that was just so lovely and
That's a
so
lot of thought in
thoughtful.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I know it wouldn't have been expensive at all or anything like that, but it's just the thought that someone's put into something. And I think she, that year, that person, like even now, I think, oh, that was just so sweet. Do you know what I mean? It was just such a thoughtful gift. And so when somebody buys you something, and like I said, sometimes they'll get you a bottle of wine or whatever, or sometimes they'll get you an expensive bottle of something that you're not going to drink. Because I'm not really a drinker, so there's no point really in buying me a drink. I don't mind, I guess, if it's a champagne of some sort, because I'll use it at some point on a.
Or a gift.
I wouldn't.
I'm
I
joking.
don't.
I'm
Yeah, I
joking.
don't
No,
really re-gift. There isn't. I don't really re-gift stuff. And unless the only time I would re-gift something, and usually I would tell that person, "Oh, I got this. I don't want it. Do you want it?" That's the only time I ever do something like that. But the only time yeah, is when I re-gift something is if I know that person would actually enjoy it more than I would,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
or something like that. That's the only time I would re-gift something, because there's no way on this earth that I would just give a random. Oh, here you go. I put no thought into it. There you go.
Eva said, "Yeah, this woman knows me to agree and said I'm arrogant and haughty and stuck up." Who said that? Or is this the one
Oh,
that got you Cadbury's instead of Lynn? Mr. Monroe said, "Yeah, if there's no thought, then don't bother," and that is so
yeah,
true. I think that's the other thing as well. Sometimes you can really tell with a present if somebody's thought about it. So if somebody's gone, especially if somebody's gone to the, things like Boots and stuff like that, they'll do the 3 for 2 selection. So if you've got something like Lynx or something
yeah.
like that, you think you've picked that from a 3 for 2.
Like I said, if it's a 3 for 2, but it's something that I like or
Yeah, use
use,
that's
I
fine.
don't mind it. But don't get me something in the 3 for 2 and it's just nothing that I'm going to use. I mean, like, really?
Eva said, "Oh, that irked you." Yeah, I can imagine that. Richard said, "My cat Catty sat beside me, meowed and gave a loud fart, and then winked at me." Oh my gosh, she actually winked after doing it. That's a classy lady. That's a funny cat. That is a funny cat. Eva said, Marie told me, "I love Robert Cavalli original perfume, but she bought me tacky red door. I could have cried." Oh
Do you
dear.
know what? My mum used to love Red Door. Absolutely love Red
Really?
Door. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Red Door toilet water, she called it. Mr. said, "Oh, or they left 3 for 2 sticker on it." Yeah, I know. I've not had that, but I have
I
had.
have had that.
Have you?
Yeah, yeah. People have left the. But like I said, I don't mind if there's a 3 for 2 sticker on there, as long as it's something that I'm going to use or that I like. I have no problem with. Do you know what I mean? Inexpensive gifts. I've got no problem
No.
with that. Um, but I want to know that that you actually know me, and then, and you know what people like. Sometimes people will say, "I go, oh well, it's the thought that counts." But hang on a second, you didn't put any thought into it. How can you turn around to me and say it's the thought that counts if you haven't put any thought into it? This doesn't make any sense to me.
Mr. Rose said, "Oh, they left the 3 for 2 sticker still on it." I have. No, this is one. Has anybody ever had that with the price stuck on it by mistake? Or have you ever suspected you've been re-gifted a gift? Or has anybody had a thing where they've been re-gifted the gift they've given them at some point? I know that's a rare one,
Yeah.
but have you ever received a gift that you suspected was a re-gift?
Do you know what? When I was younger and I didn't know any better, and this was the norm in my family, you just re-gifted stuff. So if you got something, oh, I'll just give it to somebody else, and all of this sort of nonsense. And I had never, I didn't know any better, because obviously I was young and it's what went on in the family. You just, oh, just wrap it up and give it to somebody else. that was very much, and it still goes on now. I'll just wrap it up and give it to somebody else. Um, but I really try to think of a present that I think, oh, that person's gonna like this, or that person's gonna like that, or I've listened to conversations and I've thought, oh, okay, right, I can see that this person likes this and this person like that. Sometimes the person that I find most difficult to buy for, I would say, in my family is my brother.
Oh, really? I would have said your mum.
No, I find it very easy to buy a gift for my mum, but for my brother, I find it very difficult. Um, uh, because he's in and out of what he likes and what he doesn't like, or something like that. So I do find it difficult. Um, but he's pretty much the only person I think I find it difficult. And I do really try and rack my brains, and sometimes I'll get him something, and he's just like,
Well,
and
funny
I
enough, I think
and I think, oh no,
my brother can be difficult to buy for, because whenever I said, "What do you want?" he goes, "Oh no, I'm all right." So he's, oh
yeah,
god, so you've no idea what they want. Eva said she has never disclosed jack crap about herself, so throughout the year I have bought things like flowers. Yeah, that's exactly what my point. So that's really difficult. If somebody doesn't tell you what they want, I know sometimes you can just think to yourself, "Well, I know is roughly what they're into," but the worry then is that you buy them something they've already got. So if somebody says, I don't know, I mean, flowers are different because obviously flowers are last, they got a very sort of finite life. But when you've got, if somebody says to, I don't know, they're into DVDs, it's very, I'm just as an example, you just think, yeah, but what do you want as well? That's such a broad range. Or if they say something very specific, like I'm into war movies, there's only so many of them. So you're
yeah.
really worried then you're going to buy them something they've already got.
See, like for my mum, I find it easy because I kind of know her style and things like that. So I know I could pick something out nice for her that I know that she will like, and stuff like that. So I don't find that too difficult. I think, yeah, the person that I find the most difficult. Sometimes I find buying something for my uncle a little bit difficult.
Hmm.
Um, uh,
Well, throwing it out to you
yeah.
guys, is there anybody in your family or friends that is a nightmare to buy for? Not just because of that, but because you've absolutely no idea what they want, or they're very picky, or they only like very, very specific things, or they don't give you a clue of what they want. And there is our doorbell. I shall be
Oh, I
back.
wonder what that is. It must be some type of a delivery. Oh yeah, I've heard them shut the door, so it must be a delivery. I wonder what delivery it is. But yeah, I feel like um a lot of gift giving, you have to have listened to the person throughout your friendship or throughout your relationship and stuff like that. So I think that you really need to think about, what have they spoken about in the past? What do you know about them? What do they
Amazon
like,
order.
and stuff like that? Oh, it's an Amazon order. So I think, um, get the kettle on. It's me. Don't worry, I'll have that kettle on for you. Um, but yeah, I think it's a case of uh, yeah, it's a case of listening and understanding and knowing people. And I think that, especially if you're good friends with someone, and this is what I can't understand. Sometimes when you're really good friends with someone, and you don't kind of know, like sometimes I've got my bestie, and sometimes I'll be like, so what would you and it'd be like, oh, I don't know, or let's go for dinner or something like that. So I know, like, going for dinner or something. But sometimes, once in a while, I think she's gonna like this, and then I'll send it to her and she'll really like it, or something. Sometimes if I do something off the cuff, so like sometimes I'll do something off the cuff and she'll really like it. But then there are other times when I don't hit, when I can tell I've not hit that gift correct. And I just think, oh, and like I think, oh, I got her this and she's not into it, doesn't, yeah, I didn't hit it right. So I think sometimes it is about sitting down and thinking about what it is that that person would like or whatever. But quite often with my brother, I get it wrong quite often. He is a hard one to buy for. With Evelyn, it's 50-50. So like, I think 50% of the time I hit it right, and then the other 50% is like, but I would say, yeah, my bro's the hardest. No buffering here. It's your end. Oh, I see. Oh, you're buffering every few seconds. Um. Yes. A mare pronounced Mora. Oh, okay, Maura or Mora. She re-gifts. Yeah. I bought her a lava lamp. Oh, I like lava lamps. She left it in an apartment which was rented by a nun who has passed away. Mora goes there every so often. I see. Instead of taking the lava lamp and candles, all right. There are some people who, yeah, I mean, I like lava lamps, but there's only one that I really like, which is the purple one with the red balls. I'm not one for all of the
Oh, sorry, that's my thing.
door. It's cold, you know, it's cold. I'm not one for that. I don't like.
Richard said Santa's got the sack again. So I missed your other joke where you said he can't get down the chimney. I was trying to skip through all the things. Sorry, Rich, I wasn't ignoring that one. I just
Oh
think
right.
that
Oh
was
yeah, I didn't see all of these up here. Something about perfume.
yeah, go back up a little bit. Richard said Santa realized, oh my god, it's 2022 and no one uses fireplaces and stuck halfway down the chimney. Oh no, no, rather than oh ho ho. He said, yeah, the perfume of my choice is about 60 to 100 GD pounds, depending on the size. Oh yeah, we're buffering every few seconds. Yeah, Richard said the same thing as well.
No, Richard said we're not.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not buffering. It might be.
Oh, it might be on your side, Aoife. Yeah, so going back to the re-gifting and stuff like that. So yeah, it's one of those things I think as well. I wouldn't mind a re-gift actually if I used it.
Yeah, I don't mind a re-gift as long as it's something that I've used. But normally, if I do get something, I normally give it away to somebody else and say, "Look, I got this as a gift." I'm very honest. I got this as a gift, but you might like it.
I know somebody bought you perfume as a re-gift one time.
Yeah, I
That was
gave.
a while ago.
I gave that. I think I gave that to a charity shop.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Eva said had bought her 2 bottles of essential oil infused shower gel. Oh, is that what you did? You got her that?
That was with the lava lamp.
Oh, with the lava lamp.
She got a lava lamp for her friend, and then the friend didn't. I don't think the friend appreciated it and left it in the place that she was renting.
Oh no.
But I think lava lamp is one of those things that it's either you like it or you don't, kind of thing. I love lava lamps, and I had one for many years. But I liked, like I said, I liked the purple one and the red sort of like going up and down and stuff. I don't like green type ones and all the other ones, but I wouldn't have a lava lamp now. But I did like it and I had it for many years. My mum got me one and I absolutely adored it. And she got me the right one because normally my mum never gets me the right thing, but she got me the right one that year. But yeah, it's just yeah.
Richard said Hogwarts postal strike, more like an ouch post. Well, yeah,
like that rather than owl post.
I know. As anybody, that's the other thing is as well. I forget now. There is a postal strike on at the moment. Now, I did order stuff from the Black Friday sales, and it hasn't come through yet. And I thought, where the hell is this? And of course, I forgot it's a postal strike.
Yeah, but only if those things are coming by post.
No,
I think they would be.
I think they're coming by post.
Did you order it from Currys?
Yeah.
Then it was not going to come by post.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
All right, I'll have to
Currys don't send this.
No. I didn't order it by Currys. I ordered it by another company.
Right.
So I think it must be coming by post. I don't know when the postal strike ends, but yeah. So again, if you're ordering that as well, that's why I like Amazon in this sort of circumstance.
Yeah. Normally, if you order something above a certain price, they don't normally send it via post, but it normally does tell you.
Yeah.
So like whenever I'm ordering something, it will say if you want it standard. Normally it's 2 to 3 days or something like that if it's standard. But you're right, there is a postal strike, but there's no strikes in between those days. They're not like consecutive days.
So Aoife says, so try and get the right gifts. I went down the road of scented candles and essential oils, infused shower gels available in Tesco Butler's chocolates with the lava light. Well, you know, that's quite nice. I think as well, like you say, Aoife, if the person's into that, that's a really nice gift. But it really is about knowing the person. Postal strikes. I guess they don't do liver, not deliver.
Yeah, they deliver.
But yeah, I was going to say, really knowing that person as well. One thing though, I would say, and I've read this many times on Festhole on Twitter and many other places as well, be very careful what you tell people you're into. And I've read that many times that some people have said, "Oh, I'm into such and such." I'm going to say something completely at random. I collect miniature figures. You will get them for every single Christmas and birthday from here on in. That even if you stop collecting them, you will still get them.
But you can be thinking, oh, thank you. I don't collect these anymore,
No,
but thanks.
you'll still get them. You will still get them.
Yeah.
A friend of mine was doing what they call the little pop things. Pop. They're little figures.
Funko Pops.
Funko Pop. Is it Icon Pops or Funko Pops? What they are?
Funko Pops, I think.
Forever gets them though. Even though it's got far too many of them. Forever gets them. So just be wary what you tell people what you collect.
Yeah. I think there isn't a lot of things that I collect other than, but again, I wouldn't want anyone to just randomly buy me do you know what I mean, Mickey Mouse headbands without knowing which ones I like. So I'd rather not receive them as a gift unless I'm in the park or you're with me. Go, oh, I'd like you to get you one,
Well,
and then you'd get me one.
That's
But
a thing as well, because if you tell people you like Disney ones as well, you'll either get one or two things. One, or somebody will get you one you've already got, or the potential is you'll get one that isn't Disney. So someone will see something like, and that would really annoy Kelly. If someone saw someone in not Tesco, but if you see someone in, like, I don't know, a pound shop or something, or not necessarily a pound shop, you know what I mean, one that's not in a Disney official merchandise.
something that is not officially a Disney ear.
I only said Tesco because we were just talking about that, but something like not an official ear, that would really irk Kelly. Oh look, I've got you this, but when you opened it, it wasn't Disney thing.
Because then I'm thinking, well, right, okay, but it's not a Disney one, and um, it's very, like, don't get me wrong, when if you go to somewhere like Disney, a lot of people, and this is a lot of people, have to make it do you know what I mean, affordable, because going on a Disney holiday is so expensive.
Yeah.
Now we're lucky because we don't go and stay in fancy hotels. We go there because I would rather have spending money than go and stay in some fancy hotel. So when I look at our flight, so we try to do everything within about 1,000. So we try to do 2 weeks, anywhere from between 1,000 to £1,500. That is our flights, our hotel, breakfast, transfers, everything within that 1,000 to £1,500 for normally between 15 and 16 nights. So we try to get everything within that amount of money, and that includes our park tickets as well, by the way. So it will be our park tickets, our hotel, everything within that sort of like £1,500 mark. Now, a lot of people, they'll go and they'll spend like thousand, like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 pounds, and I'm thinking, oh my god, I don't have that type of money to be going and spending on all of that type of stuff. So I have a budget in mind, and then I have an extra budget just in case we want to do things like, you might want extra leg room.
Yeah.
We might want to, I don't know, upgrade our park tickets or whatever. So then I have sort of like a buffer sort of to the side that I think, okay, so we want to spend extra money on this. But like a lot of people that go and stay in a Disney hotel, or they'll go and stay in a Universal hotel and all of this, and I'm thinking, I ain't got that kind of funds. I wish I did, but I don't have them kind of funds to sort of go like here, then everywhere. So if I'm then going to go and get a headband, I want it to be a Disney headband. Now, a lot of people, they'll go to the local Walmart and all of this, and they'll get like a version of, which is fine because not everyone can afford to go and do this, that, and the other. So I've seen people go to the parks and they've packed their sandwiches. We make sure we've got drinks.
Yeah.
We don't pack food, but we make sure that we've got enough drinks to last us for the day. So our bags are normally very heavy to begin with when we sort of get there. We normally freeze our bottles of water so that they're cold because it gets very hot there. And then we like to make sure that we're hydrated and all of this. And Mark likes his fizzy water. I like still water. But yeah, this is what we do to sort of like not go crazy. But we will eat in the parks, not every day, but we'll have breakfast, and then what we'll be there. We might have a couple of snacks in the park, and then we leave, and then we go in the evening to eat somewhere because it's cheaper. But there are some days when we think, oh, do you know what? Let's eat at Crystal Palace. But because we've then budgeted and we've picked a hotel that does free breakfast, then that does leave us extra money to do the odd this and that. But we certainly don't eat every day in the evening in the parks or anything like that. The only time that we did that one time was when we stayed at one hotel. It was really cheap to stay at this hotel. Because I think it ended up for our flights and everything. For our flights, it wasn't our park ticket, but for our flights and transportation and all this, it was something like £800. For two. That's when we stayed at the Avanti.
Yeah.
And it was like, so it was like about 800 and something pounds. This was our flights, our hotel, our transfers, but it wasn't including our park tickets. But yeah, it's something like £800, and we paid this, and we didn't have breakfast included on our room, but that was fine because it's so hot there. You don't eat that much anyway. So we would either go to one of the breakfast places up and down the strip. So like you've got Ponderosa, you've got Sizzler, they're like these buffet places. And if you go for breakfast, it can be anywhere between $10 and $20. And then we go off to the park. We get free transportation to and from the parks, because that's the like I do all of this research because I'm thinking, right, where can I save money so that I can spend money in other places? So I look for free transportation to and from the parks, hotels that do free breakfast. If we can't get free breakfast, then we know we've got a budget to maybe eat in the park, and we'll have a snack for breakfast in the park. And then later on, we'll either go outside to eat, or we've planned to eat at a certain restaurant because Mark loves his buffets. And there are different places where in the parks that do buffets, and then we can go there and we can eat in those buffets. But yeah, yeah.
Spot on, Kelly, says Miss Rose. Spot on.
Yeah, you just have to sort of like think, because I've seen like whole families go, and it's like I said, it's so expensive. But they bring their sandwiches with them, and like if I had a mind to make sandwiches and stuff like that, I've not got that mind to be doing that.
Kelly's not going to be doing that. It's one of those things. I mean, it's just in terms of saving money and like you're saying, and being able to not spend less, but you always find out if you go there, to the park, you will spend. So it's one of those things.
Yeah.
I can see why people try and sort of reduce money. Aoife said, oh, you thought you're being kind by spending so much on your friend. The thing is, Aoife, as well, like I said, you can never buy someone's affection. I know you're trying obviously to win, and she's your friend, but you tried so hard to win approval of friendship. You can never do that by doing gifts. They should like you for you. You shouldn't have to feel that you have to buy gifts in order to make friendship with somebody.
Yeah. I think that if you haven't gotten their approval, or not so much approval, because you shouldn't need approval, but if you feel like certain things aren't being reciprocated, as in your desire of friendship, and that's not being reciprocated from that person, then it's time to just lock it off and just accept the fact that they're not interested in friendship with you. And sometimes that's quite, I'll have friendships, and then I have to think about, well, I don't expect certain people to be the way that I am, if that makes sense. But I do expect a certain level. So just because I might do this, and this, doesn't mean that I expect that person to do that, and that. But there are certain things, like if I call you or whatever and say, hey, how are you, blah, blah, blah. But I expect you to call me at some point and say, hey, how are you, blah, 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 and all of this. And that's a basic level. And if you're not even going to meet the basic level, then.
Well, Aoife said that the only gift she's ever given her, after all the gifts that Aoife's given that lady, is the Red Door pea water and the M&M fiasco.
I think, do you know what? It's not worth there are some things that you have to understand in life. It's not worth your time. And no matter.
Richard said he's going to charge up his phone. Richard, thanks for the picture you said of the Instagram.
I'll take a look in a bit.
I know you said your cat snores as well. Funny enough, my boss says that her cat does the same. It's very loud. And these cats don't snore like that, but they do make a little snoring sound.
Oh.
You'll have to video it sometime and send it over.
Send it to us, yeah,
so we can see.
Bye for now though, and hopefully catch up with you
We said
again.
I'm going to charge up my phone. So you didn't say you were going to go.
Oh, okay, all right. So charge up your phone. I showed appreciation, but I think the thing is though, if you sometimes we can give so much of ourselves waiting for the person to reciprocate, and sometimes I don't think the person understands how important it is to you to reciprocate stuff. And I think if they don't understand it, then there's no the relationship will only be one way.
Yeah.
So I think if they don't reciprocate, and not everybody thinks the same. Do you know what I mean? And that is also something you have to think about. But my basic is, if I call you and say, "Hey, how are you? Do you want to hook up? Do you want to do this, that, and the other?" And I don't mean hook up as in hook up, but I mean like, shall we go get something to eat? You know, do you want to go out? Blah blah blah. Then I do expect that certain level in return. Now, if I'm not going to get that in return, then it's just like, there's no point in. Otherwise, you're always going to be the one that feels negative. Why should you be the one that feels negative? The other person's going about their business, not thinking anything is wrong.
Miss Moreau says it can be very disappointing when it really hits you that you're not as important than you think. And that is so true. That is so true.
It's very hurtful.
Yeah.
It's very hurtful. And I think that you have to understand that not everybody thinks in the way that you do.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
It's also very difficult to find certain people that think in the way that you do as well. And I'm not talking about giving to receive gifts and things like that. Do you know? I'm not talking about, oh, I bought you something expensive, you should buy me something expensive and all of that. I'm not talking about in monetary or material value. I'm talking about just basic, hey, how are you? What's up? Da 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 da. Just called to check in, blah blah blah. Sometimes me and Eve, we might not speak for ages, but we are always thinking about each other, regardless. And oh my god, I've got to phone Eve because I haven't spoken to her in ages. And she would be still thinking about the same as me. And then sometimes she'll send me a message on WhatsApp, and sometimes I'll leave her a voice note. But even my cousin today, she messaged me, and I had been thinking about her, and I thought, oh, I must message her, I must call her. I haven't spoken to her in a while, like properly. Um, and because she's always been, sometimes I'm not sure if it's all right to call her. So sometimes I'll send her a quick note or whatever. Like yesterday, I haven't spoken to my aunt for ages. And I just thought, oh, and I kept thinking, I was thinking about her over the last couple of weeks. And I thought, I've got to get around to calling her. I've got to get around to texting her. I've got to get around to. And finally, yesterday, the day before, might have been Tuesday or Wednesday, I left her a voice note and I said, "Oh, hi, Auntie, how are you? Haven't spoken to you in ages. I'm just wondering if you're free next week. We can meet for lunch or whatever." And then she called me straight back. She goes, "Oh, hi, Karen." I was like, "Oh, hi, Auntie. I haven't spoken to you in a while. I've been meaning to call you. You know, are you free next week?" She's not feeling well at the moment, bless her. And she said she'll let me know on the weekend about next week. But I'm really one to try to and I know that life gets crazy. I was discussing this with my cousin today. We were WhatsApping each other. I'm doing this as the motion of WhatsApping each other, and sometimes we do get caught up in life. Well, that it's life, but as long as you're always thinking about that person, and sooner or later you sort of message that person, say, "Hey, I was thinking about you. I hope you're okay," and all of this type of stuff. And yeah, well, let's meet up, and because life does get crazy, and uh, especially with even now, we don't live near each other. And so when I was working in London, it was a lot easier because I could just ring her up and say, "Hey, what are you doing tonight? Shall we meet for?" And I could ring her off the cuff and all of this. But now I'm not working in London, and now with the remote working, she goes into London every once in a while, but we still try to make it work. We still like the other day I was going to see Wicked, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I've got some time before because obviously I don't do anything in the day. So I rang her and I said, "Look, shall we meet for dinner? And let's go for dinner. I'm going to the theatre at such and such a time, but I can meet you before." She's like, "Yeah, sure." She met me for dinner, and it was really nice. And then we've got another dinner coming up soon, and I saw her the weekend and all of this. But you can, even if you can't always see someone, you can catch up with them every now and again. And I'm very lucky. Like even I's relationship's really good in the sense that we might not speak for a week or two, but we are always thinking about each other. And that's, yeah, I feel that's.
No, I think that's true. And like you say, or Mr. Rose said, I hate it when I've not heard from someone and I message them and they say, "Oh, I've not heard from you for ages. I really would love to say, well, I still have the same number." It's true. I know what you're saying. It's almost like the emphasis is put on you for not contacting. Well, actual
Yeah.
fact, you can contact me. It's not my thing to do, but I've just made the step to go and do that.
Yeah. Do you know, I have had friends
You
where,
have, haven't you? With
yeah, where it's you, and do you know what? Like, it sometimes is so disheartening that they do not, even if it's just like 1 week, they just call you and say, hey, but you know what? Do you know inevitably what someone says? Oh, you know what I'm like, and I think, right, okay, so but you know what I'm like. So what, I have to accept how you are, but you cannot accept how I am. Does that make sense? Like, all right, yeah, yeah, I know how you are, but equally, you know how I am. So if I'm calling you and you appreciate that, then call me sometimes, and I'll appreciate that. Don't just sort of say, oh well, you know what I'm like.
But like Kelly said, equally, you know what she's like. She doesn't like you not contacting her for long periods of time.
I don't mind it, but just like sometimes it's like never. They never contact you.
Eva says she has feigned being, as it were, interested in the certifications. I have had made jibes, I feel. So I text her, look, I'm not less than you. I'm every bit as educated as you. Oh, yeah. Is that what they're making you feel like, though? Are they making you feel like you're not as good as them? If that's the case, you really want to avoid someone like that. Or they say, I've been so busy. I thought hi takes a few seconds. And
Yeah.
that's true. Do you know what it is? They don't want to engage in a conversation because they don't feel they have time. But you make time for those types of things. You do make time for those things if you really want to. And I know everybody gets busy and everybody gets consumed. And I'm guilty of this as well. Sometimes like, oh, I'll do that later because I'm just too busy right now. But then you want to make sure later actually happens.
Yeah, I think that like I was very aware, because sometimes it comes to you and I thought, oh God, I haven't spoken to my aunt in ages. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's my mum's youngest sister, and I think, oh, I haven't spoken to my aunt in
Well,
ages. I
family's
must.
always a worse one as well, because you always have that thing in the back of your head. Well, they're family, I can leave it because they'll always be around. But because time is precious, so it's always that thing to remember.
Yeah, and I think that, and you're right with regards to time is precious, because you don't know. Do you know what I mean? What's going to happen? What's not going to happen, and things like that. So I do like to try to touch base with people. Like I've got me, my sister-in-law, my cousin. We're on a group WhatsApp, so we don't touch base every day for sure. But we do touch base every few days. um because like with my sister-in-law, I feel she touches base with pretty much everyone almost every day. Like, oh yeah, I was chatting to this person yesterday,
I
I'm chatting to
know
that
she
person
does. I
yesterday, I'm
give her a
chatting to this,
due.
and I'm like,
She really, really keeps in touch with everyone.
I'm thinking, how do you have the time? I'm not even working, and I don't even have the time to touch base with this person, that person, the other person.
Eva says you're trying to ask a friend to a concert 5 years ago to a priest who sings. You pay for the tickets, and she was really somewhat snooty about it. Miss Monroe said, or you get an answer back that cuts any conversation dead, so they don't want to even talk. Well, that's the other thing as well. And it's all that thing around time. It's about making time for it.
Yeah, I feel like people who um uh so I'm all for people. So I'll give you an example. When people first get into a relationship, and for the first few months, they forget about their friends, and that to me is totally understandable. I get it. You've met someone, it's going well, you're in love, and blah 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 blah. So and I'm all for that. I'm an understanding person, and I get it. Cool, gonna leave you to do your thing. But after that, I'm thinking, okay, so like, do you know what I mean? Where do you want to go out? Do you want to do something? Do you want da 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 da? Or sometimes you don't. I had one friend, and she got together with another friend, and I heard from her periodically. Now I don't hear from her at all.
Aoife said, in 6 years, she has never shared the number with me. Oh my God, rather than use the number of a nun to contact me, has the phone of said nun and said she passed away. So she sends me bloody Catholic crap. Oh my God. Well, if she's not even going to give you her number,
Yeah.
I think Aoife, well, I mean, that's up to you. I don't want to advise you on that, but just bear that in mind. Good riddance. Hey, says Miss Monroe. And there is something about that.
I think that when somebody, if okay, let's put it in other terms. If you knew a guy, like you were interested in a man, and he didn't give you his number, what would you think about that?
Well, that's interesting. You say, Aoife said, it hurt me so deeply, her disapproval. But why do you feel you need her approval? What is it about her approval that you need? Because that's interesting that you feel that you need her approval.
Yeah.
You don't need anybody's approval.
Yeah.
You
And
really don't.
I think that's where we become I mean, it's human nature to care about what someone thinks.
Yeah.
It's human nature to care about what someone thinks about you, even the toughest of us. And I'm quite tough. I'm not as tough as my mum because my mum is tough. She is tough. Um, but I feel like I'm quite tough. I'm quite assertive when I need to be. I'm gentle when I need to be, and things like that. And I don't search for anyone's approval. And I speak to people the same. So someone whose job is considered higher, although I don't consider it higher, I just consider it you're doing a different job than I do, or someone whose job is considered not as prestigious. And I talk to everybody on the same level. I have just chosen not to do the job that you do, and I've chosen to do the job that I do because I'm good at it and I'm comfortable with it and whatnot. That's all it is. And I think that there is this hierarchy business that I don't like. One of my bosses said to me one time, she goes, the thing about Kelly is she talks to everybody the same. There's no difference because I'm going to talk to you. And I just feel that um, if you work in a really good company, you will get the same treatment. Whereas everybody talks to, and it's like, oh no, you have to speak to this person in this way, and you have to speak to that person in that way, and you have to do this, and you have to do that. And I'm thinking, well, they're not above me, and there is nobody below me.
So Aoife said her friend makes her feel less. It's true what Miss Moreau says. Some are givers, some are takers.
Yeah, for
Why?
sure.
So you really want to think about it. If somebody makes you feel like you're less, and I don't want to influence your decision, but do you really want someone like that in your life that's going to make you feel that way? The idea of having friends and stuff is to enhance your life, not to make it worse. And that's a real good point because your friends will make you feel better. They're there to support you. In other words, make you feel better. They'll tell you the truth and sometimes you don't want to hear it. All of those things, but they are there for your best interest.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure from what you're telling us, and obviously I can only take what you're telling us, if that's the same here. As long as I have my brother, I'm happy and the family can do one. Well, there you are. So there's that thing.
Yeah.
Now, guys, we've been going for nearly 2 hours. Definitely everyone's yeah, exactly. I shan't read that out, but that is so true. You can see that in the comments. Now we've been going for nearly 2 hours, so I think we are going to leave it there for this week. Thank you so much, guys, for another fantastic live. We really enjoyed talking to you. Got a bit deep towards the end.
I know, but I think, do you know what it is? When we talk about feelings and things like that,
yes,
I think that is a deep subject, isn't it? And it is about how we feel, especially during this time as well, because we're stuck. Like a lot of us are stuck at home. A lot of us are doing. It's not normal. So I think that our feelings have enhanced that bit more. And I know that, do you know what I mean? Things affect me quite a lot, much more I feel than they used to. Like a lot of things I could let slide and all of this. And maybe it's also an age thing. As we get older, we might not be able to let things slide as much as we used to, maybe. But yeah, there it is in a nutshell.
There you are. But anyway, thank you so much. And we always like to support, and we always like to support each other on the channel as well. And that's really important as well. So we love having your things. I don't know, but you felt well. Good and farewell to you as well. Lovely to see you, everybody, as well. As always, that is it from Mark and Kelly's Trip Tips and Things for this week. But we will be back Tuesday, 6 p.m. UK time for another live.
Hold on, before you say, is there football on Tuesday?
No, on the England there is, but the England game's on Sunday, so I don't think I know that. We will see you then. Until then, look after yourselves. Do take care. Remember, you're never too old to have fun. We will see you next Tuesday. Until then, bye for now. Have a fantastic weekend.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Have a great weekend, people. Bye.